goes to Robertson once again. Gomez, Liverpool enjoying comfortable possession, but most of it, at the moment at least, is in their own third, their own defensive third. The central defenders knocking it about between them. Liverpool not forcing the issue, but they've already had one great chance to get the opening goal. Salah's effort cleared off the line expertly by Lewis Dunk. Alexander-Arnold goes backwards to Alisson, just under 15 minutes gone. And now Alexander-Arnold dropping in between the two Liverpool centre-halves. A square pass to Gomez, forward 10 yards to Elliott. Now in the centre circle is Thiago. Thiago straight through the middle towards Salah. Not a particularly good amount of disguise on the pass, and Brighton can break. Gross has played in March down the right-hand channel. March herring forward, caught on the penalty area. All left foot. He's going to go on his outside. Tees it back across. Ferguson into the 6-yard box. Off the line by Alexander-Arnold. And this time it's Liverpool who get it clear at a crucial time. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is the hero.
Well, I tell you what, better first touch here from Evan Ferguson, and he scores. You mentioned Solly March all left foot. Maybe that's what Gomez thought he was going to cut in onto his left, but no, went down the right, cut the ball across 6-yard box. There's Evan Ferguson. His first touch, he's just slightly behind him. If that's a better first touch, sets himself, it's a much easier finish. In the end, he's got to dig it out from under his feet, and Trent Alexander-Arnold again, as we saw at the opposite end, drops back onto the goal line and stops a goal. I mean, look, not a bad finish from Ferguson, but I think if his first touch was better, it was his sort of second one. His shot would have been a lot quicker.
Only 18, Evan Ferguson. Forward by Gross up towards March, edge of the D. Liverpool might be caught here. March shoots, and it's a rising drive that is high over the top and into the away end. And Lewis Dunk is racing up towards the referee. So to McAllister, they're not happy with him, the Brighton players. I wonder, are they thinking, was there a challenge that is now being punished by Cetic gets a yellow card for a foul on Gross earlier on in that move that ended with March shooting over the bar?
Yeah, that's right. Should have probably rather have the free kick, although a little bit further out, 25 plus maybe yards, but nonetheless, it was aggressive as you'd expect.
Well, maybe they were arguing about that, David.
Exactly,
maybe.
Yeah, because you have to strike. Okay, played advantage, but he plays it over the bar. He's just having a word with Lewis Dunk here as well, the referee, David Coop, because maybe he feels Lewis Dunk was a little bit too aggressive coming towards him in terms of making sure he was carded. Cetic was carded.
Jurgen Klopp with a wry smile as he looks back towards the near side.
But if you remember, only a few minutes ago, we were talking about the aggression Liverpool had played with, and we did say, I did say the card might be coming, and
you were right.
Well, there it is, but yeah, because that's how they played, and you've got to temper that. You've got to get it right, because otherwise you'd be booked, and he's sort of on a tightrope now at the minute by Cetic.
The skies are very murky and grey above us. It looks like it could really pour down any moment.
You're all right with that ski coat? You'll be okay?
Hopefully. Just about warm enough, I think. The ball is with Steele, the Brighton goalkeeper, and he'll ball it out underarm to his left and Dunk. Brighton 0, Liverpool 0, 17 minutes into this FA Cup tie. Dunk just holding on to possession, playing it square to Webster.
Look how close the two centre-halves are. They're 15 yards apart, which don't normally associate that with ball-playing centre-backs.
Floated forward by Webster down the inside right channel. Intelligent pass for Ferguson, who got the wrong side of Andy Robertson there, but then read down. It looked to me rather easily. There wasn't a great deal of contact between the two, and indeed it's out of play for a Liverpool throw down by their own corner flag. And there wasn't a great deal of objection from the Brighton players.
No, a little bit of contact in the back there from Robertson, but not enough, I agree, for a free kick.
Liverpool, we mentioned earlier, the 8 times FA Cup winners.
Bello. Dai, io. Aspetta un po' di successo. Da nascere casa?
One bounce. To the Brighton goalkeeper, Steele.
Well, it's been hard. It's been hard for him to get in the game, hasn't it? Gakpo so far.
Well, 2 chances in the game and 2 goal line clearances that we've had so far. And Brighton with Welbeck on the halfway line, facing towards his own goal, couldn't lay the ball off. He actually swung straight over the top of it, so Liverpool very quickly win it back again. And here is Gomez, midway inside his own half of the field. A square pass to Konate, who's under no pressure whatsoever. Now Ferguson does dart forward towards the Liverpool centre-half. Back he goes to Addison, who's a little hurried with his clearance, and Brighton suddenly pressing Liverpool high up the pitch, but Liverpool have broken through it well. Gakpo holds it up on the halfway line, dispossessed by Gross. Gross feeds Welbeck, near side right touchline. Can he squeeze between 3 in red? He somehow poked it back to Lamptey, and Brighton have it inside their own half. Webster back to the goalkeeper. And it's interesting watching De Zerbi, the Italian head coach. He's hopping up and down on the near side touchline, constantly issuing instructions as if Stupinian darts forward over halfway, but he runs into by Cetic. Liverpool then concede possession. It's quite a scrappy passage of play that we're watching in the last couple of minutes. It ends with Brighton winning a free kick, a clumsy foul by Keita, 15 yards into Liverpool territory.
Yeah, and what Brighton are doing when they do turn the ball over, say on the halfway line, if they're being pressed, they go all the way back to their goalkeeper Steele, who's shown really good distribution, but also, you know, they work really hard. Pascal Gross works really hard to get in between the 2 centre halves, to be a little pivot, to make a triangle, and then they get out and they bypass that Liverpool press. And you know, you can see they've really a lot of work's gone on the training ground, as you can tell, obviously, with Brighton how they play.
And does it make them a more interesting side to watch than perhaps under Graham Potter?
Well, apart from when it goes wrong like that, when they play so narrow and then it goes into the front, and Danny Welbeck, he's got it back now, but a couple of times he's given it away in really tight areas. But that's because De Zerbi wants to play in those tight areas. He wants to sort of suck in as many Liverpool players as he can and then pop the ball out wide and go. But if you get it wrong, then yeah, it's a bit risky.
Former West Ham striker David Connolly with me. Mitoma forward towards Ferguson, back towards Mitoma, edge of the penalty area, shoots left-footed. Addison will gather low to his left-hand side. It was a lovely move and an exchange of passes between Mitoma and Ferguson, but in the end the shot from the Japanese player lacked power left-footed, and Addison went down to make the save.
Yeah, direct. I think he just slipped, didn't he, as he was about to pull the trigger, dragged the ball in onto his left foot, faked to shoot with his right. As you say, nice little move with Ferguson.
5 goals for the season for Mitoma, and indeed it was he and Ferguson with the goals in the draw at Leicester last weekend. Gakpo for Liverpool bullies his way over the halfway line, plays an excellent ball to the right, and Salah low along the ground, and Salah controls level the edge of the penalty area, finding Keita in field. Keita's inside the box, only just though, and Liverpool can't tease it back to a red shirt as Stupinian will clear. Now Konate, no foul on Ferguson. Konate is in a central position, 40 yards from goal, square to Alexander-Arnold, pings a diagonal high towards Andy Robertson, but it's just overhit. You could see it was the right idea, but too much on it, goal kick.
Yeah, the ball's gone into the front too many times for me. You know, if you're Brighton, I've been in that position a lot of times. It's pinged at you, but this is the Premier League and you've got to get hold of it. And a couple of times it's bounced off Evan Ferguson. He had the one chance that was cleared off the line, admittedly, but his touch with his left foot was just a little bit behind him, not the best. That one again with his left foot, ball fired into him, ball pings off him, allows Konate to come and gather it, and yeah, he just got to make sure that touch is always spot on.
It wasn't quite there. And Brighton tried to build from the back again. Back they go to McAllister, the goalkeeper, and Liverpool converging on the 2 centre-halves now, David?
Yeah, they are. That's that little sort of square, 15-20 yard square that Brighton are playing in with, just trying to suck in Liverpool players and then hit them out wide. I mean, it's a game of cat and mouse, really.
Halfway through the first half and goalless as a Stupinian forward for Brighton over the halfway line. He's cutting in field from the left and he's sandwiching between Keita and Salah. So Brighton have to go back to the halfway line. Liverpool have been very diligent in their work off the ball so far. Great FA Cup weekend that we've had, and of course it carries on later at Wrexham against Sheffield United, and we'll have all the reaction to that tomorrow on TalkSport Breakfast from 6. March, ball inside right channel towards Welbeck, down by the dead ball line. Excellent defending from Konate, coming across, getting his body between Welbeck and the goal line, and he is able to see it out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, terrific turn from Solly March right on the sideline just to deceive Harvey Elliott, and maybe that little sort of threaded pass into the box, maybe Danny Welbeck, you know, a few years ago with that maybe extra yard of pace might have got on the end of that. In the end, Konate just saw it out.
You are listening to the FA Cup 4th round, live on TalkSport with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup, 18+. Please drink responsibly. 0-0 the score. And yes, it's Laura Woods and Ali McCoist on Breakfast Tomorrow. Ali's with TV today, high up on the commentary gantry. He's everywhere. He never seems to stop working. Very impressive. The ball is squeezed forward by Thiago up to the halfway line, and Alexander-Arnold in a central position. Elliott, lovely weight on that pass for Salah, who's clear on goal. Salah left-footed wide, skewed the shot wide. The flag stayed down. What a wonderful threaded ball up the middle from Harvey Elliott for Salah. You'd have banked on him to score, but he put it wide left-footed.
Yeah, just dragged it. Not a clean connection. Brilliant though from Harvey Elliott, because he could have actually played the ball out wide on the left. And was he onside? It was close. Maybe Lamptey just paying him on. Took it on the diagonal. Charging, racing into the box, Mo Salah on his favoured left side, just trying to angle that into the far corner, but yeah, just pulled it across.
Far more positives in his team's performance than in the Premier League game between these two.
Absolutely, had two really good chances. Mo Salah at the heart of them. I think he'll probably be disappointed with that finish by his standards.
We'll be underway in the FA Cup at Stoke shortly. Stoke against Stevenage, who are flying high in League Two, and Stevenage took out Aston Villa in the third round very memorably with a late winning goal at Villa Park. We'll keep you up to date with that. Still Livingston 0, Hearts 0 in the Scottish Premiership. Celtic away at Dundee United. That doesn't get underway until 4 o'clock. Now Dunk for Brighton, wearing number 5. Suddenly the game slows down to a walk. Gets it back from Webster, forward to McAllister, chips it back to Webster under pressure. Now Lamptey receives the ball in the right back position, suddenly darts forward at pace. Good change of pace from Lamptey, but not a good ball up to Welbeck. Liverpool clear easily through Gomez. It's out of play, just shy of the halfway line, right on the near side, right in front of us for another Brighton throw. And Jurgen Klopp throwing his arms up in the air. What's he upset about?
Well, Roberto De Zerbi had the ball in his arms there just to hand the ball back to his players, and Harvey Elliott just knocked it out of his arms, which I don't think he was too pleased about.
McAllister knocking it backwards for Brighton to Dunk, and Dunk quickly into the space on the left, the far side. Suddenly there's a gap for Estupiñán to cross halfway in front of the East Stand with its semicircular roof on the far side. They've worked really hard to make this a top-notch stadium here, the Amex. And now it's out of play for a Brighton throw in the middle of the Liverpool half, and Mitoma will just leave it for Estupiñán to come forward, looking for options, squaring up the line. And McAllister's back towards halfway. Atmosphere's faded just a little in the last few minutes. The game doesn't quite have the same zip about it. Estupiñán again on that far side, a long way from where we're sitting. Mitoma's not in the right back position with 26 minutes gone. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Liverpool 0.
And maybe there's a little bit of a warning as well for Brighton. Sometimes when they do lose the ball and they've got that high line, we see Mo Salah coming in off the right wing, to try and become that central striker, so they've got to be careful of that.
Cody Gakpo breaking over the halfway line after a neat exchange of passes with Keita. Gakpo striving forward, tried to knock it through the middle to Salah, might still reach him via deflection off Lamptey, but Jason Steele was quick off his line, spread himself at the feet of Salah and was able to claim.
Yeah, again, they're just getting past that press from Brighton, and then it's just that final ball. He is onside as well, Mo Salah. Terrific intervention there from Tariq Lamptey, getting round on the cover. He had to go to ground to get there, but he did it well.
And now Brighton looking to attack at the other end, but Gomez across in front of Welbeck to see it back to Alisson. And Bajcetic rolls it back to his goalkeeper in front of the Liverpool fans. Now Konate to the right edge of the penalty area. And forward up towards Keita. Keita dropping deep into his own territory. And Liverpool give it away rather clumsily. Welbeck has got it for Brighton, 30 yards out. Square ball to Gross in a central position. Onto the near side, and March curls one left-footed, blocked off by Gomez. March, who scored twice against Liverpool in the Premier League recently. And indeed, Brighton have scored 3 times against Liverpool in both the Premier League encounters this season. 3-3 draw at Anfield earlier in this campaign. Lamptey will take a throw near side the right, down by the corner flag. In the 29th minute of an intriguing cup tie so far. It's taken short to Gross. He let it run across his body, and under pressure from Bajcetic had to scoop it backwards towards halfway, and that's gone out for a Liverpool throw.
Well, now De Zerbi returns a compliment because Harvey Elliott knocked it out of his hands, and the ball came to De Zerbi there, and he just threw it away.
Klopp was laughing.
Yeah. He looks as if say, well, you know, that's how you're going to play, I'm going to play the same way.
Well, it's great because we are right behind the two dugouts here, so we're at pole position to see what's going on. As McAllister plays it back towards Mitoma through the middle towards Estupinian. His touch was heavy because Gomez had come across, so Estupinian had to take it wide of him. That would probably have forced him too wide for a shot anyway, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Liverpool.
It's a shame. It's another really good move, up, back and through, third man run. You just wonder, could he have maybe just first time taken it or squared it across the box? Try to go around Gomez, heavy touch, as you say. It's unlucky though. Good aggression to win the first one.
A little bit of drizzle in the air now as Liverpool trying to play their way out of defence from right to left. Konate long towards the halfway line, but Dunk is in the way for Brighton. Liverpool, though, scramble it forward through Keita, and Salah racing forward up the right-hand side. Elliott joining him in the middle. Salah caught on the penalty area through to Harvey Elliott, and he squeezed it in under the body of Steele, and it's Liverpool who leads. And Harvey Elliott, who scored the winner in the third round replay at Wolves, has given Liverpool the lead in the fourth round at Brighton Hove Albion. Brighton not happy. They surround the referee, but it is Brighton 0, Liverpool 1.
I tell you what, he finishes it really well. Not for the first time they've got in behind that Brighton press and broke with pace. And Mo Salah this time comes out with the ball. Was there a possible foul on Dunk? I'm not so sure. But Mo Salah's got all the room. He's got the whole Brighton half to run into, and he spots a diagonal little run from Harvey Elliott. Takes it first time with his right foot. The goalkeeper still gets a little nick on it, but can't keep it out. Just nestles in that bottom corner.
Squeezed under the body of Jason Steele, and what an important player Harvey Elliott has really grown into for Liverpool this season. The only man to feature now in all 31 games that they've played this year in all competitions, and he's on the score sheet for the 5th time this season, and it's 1-0 to Liverpool, and you can hear the roar from the thousands of travelling away fans, and red and white scarves are being waved behind that goal away to our right. And Klopp just having a quick word with the fourth official. But despite the Brighton protests, the goal stands.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of things in that move. Was it, you know, a possible foul from Dunk? Don't think so. Don't think it was out. Possible handball from Keita. As the ball popped up into him midfield when he played it on the Salah.
Estupinian appealed, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because he was right next to it at the time. But a Liverpool lead and a much improved display on the south coast from Liverpool 2 weeks on from the Premier League encounter. Up goes by Chetic, jumping with Welbeck, who won the header to nudge it down the right-hand side, the near side. March holding it up, and he had to cut in field, all left foot away from Gomez. Brighton retained possession, but Liverpool tearing around the field with a great determination about them. Thiago racing forward 20 yards to press Webster, who feeds it forward towards Estupinian. Estupinian steers it left. Intelligent ball to the left wing, the far side, and Mitoma. Two in the middle to Ahmed. Mitoma drives in field. It's a brilliant run. Still going by Chetic, makes a good challenge. Stand. Torn in the penalty area to block him off and clear, and then